Hey YouTube, Dandy here. Now, if you've seen any of my Halo 5 videos, then you would probably know that I despise Halo 5 and 343. I don't think Halo will ever be good again if 343 Industries keeps doing what they're doing right now. If their work is joined with the intent of making Halo games, then they should be making Halo games instead of Call of Titanfall Modern Bro Shooter. I always say you never get a second chance to make a first impression, but 343 absolutely needs to cater to the small player base Halo 5 has. Halo 5 has officially left the top 10 most played games on Xbox Live. Xbox's flagship IP has absolutely no excuse not to be in the top 3 most played games at any given time. So, doing some quartile mathematics, I estimate Halo 5's player count to be 35,677, which is still less than Star Wars Battlefront. So, what this shows is that Halo 5 has less than 39,000 players. At best, this is unsatisfactory. Halo 3 and Reach retained a significant percentage of their population even after their successors had come out, with the numbers reaching the 100,000s as opposed to 35,600. What's even worse is that it took years for Halo 3 and Reach's player base to come close to what Halo 5 currently has 4 months in. Even Halo 4, which also declined in popularity mere months after launch, had a stronger player base than Halo 5. Halo 5 continues to fail in attracting an audience, so 343 might as well make the ride better for the small number of people who jumped on. So, without further ado, here's what 343 needs to do for Halo 5. Number 1. 343 needs to apologize to the customers and the Halo fanbase. The Halo 5 marketing campaign tried to generate hype with Nightfall, the incredible Hunt the Truth audio dramas, some badass commercials that displayed a bloody conflict between Master Chief and Jameson Locke. It was suggested that everything we knew about the Chief might have been fabricated, that all of those amazing Halo experiences we had were a facade, and that Halo 5 would have the darkest plot in the entire series. Yet the game doesn't touch any conspiracy or philosophical topics. Halo 5 was actually the least dark and least mature Halo story yet. They took out all of the human characterization save for Buck and Exuberant Witness in an attempt to seem edgy, but all that does is make the writing dull. For over a year, the game was confirmed to have split screen, even during E3, the point where you're meant to announce all the big news about your game, yet they chose to quietly announce the removal of split screen after E3 by removing the split screen tag from the game store page and spending a mere paragraph from an article of 21 paragraphs to discuss the removal of split screen. Towards the end of the article, mind you, at which point most people would have either stopped reading already or only came to look at the pretty pictures. Split screen isn't mentioned anywhere else in the article, not in the headline, not in the lead, and not in the introduction. The whole technical limitations argument is bullshit for numerous reasons that I'll get into later, for the umpteenth time. 343 went on to say, for damage control, that the campaign will not require Xbox Live Gold to play cooperatively online. Then, oh, neck minute, it's just a prank, bro. And you don't even get LAN multiplayer either. There's literally no conceivable technical reason for that. The only reason multiplayer is limited to Xbox Live Gold is because Microsoft is greedy. Oh, how about the shipping of 20 maps? Since map reskins don't count, there's about 4 maps per playstyle. Oh, what about the 15 campaign missions? 3 of those were just non-levels in which you either talk to people or proceed to the next loading screen. So that's 12 now. 2 levels were divided into 4 short chunks, just to say there's more levels, so we can take 6 off. Hell, you could even take another 2 off for the Genesis levels. So, Halo 5 has 4 to 6 campaign levels. This is the shortest Halo ever. To say that Halo 5 was false advertised is an understatement. To say that 343 was upfront about any of these things isn't an opinion, it is an objective falsehood. I demand that the fanbase is given an apology for being deceived, for being given a short campaign, for being given an abysmal non-story, for being given little to no content, and don't any of you in the comments start with the free DLC, because I made a whole video about that. Here's a link to it right now. We had staple features and game types of the franchise removed, and for Halo 5 just not being a true Halo game. Number 2. Make Halo 5 Halo. Halo 5 is not Halo, it's basically an arena COD. Obviously the framework for Halo 5 is done and dusted, so they can't just remove Spartan abilities permanently. But I have an idea. Make classic playlists that take away ADS from non-scoped weapons, remove peripheral vision from scoping, just like the old Halos, take out sprint, clamber, ground pound, Spartan charges, hovering, thruster packs, and maybe even assassination, since they just unnecessarily slow down the game. For classic playlists, map geometry should be shrunk to accommodate the lesser mobility. Oh, and by the way, for classic playlists, can we please have plasma rifles over the storm rifle and a classic rocket launcher? Pretty please. Number 3. What is balancing? Halo 5's balancing is crazy. The TTK is lower than ever before, boiling many gunfights down to who saw who first. The TTK is pushed even lower by the VTech Redify of the BR and DMR, like, holy cow. Somehow the AR is broken as all hell. Somehow the AR's effective range, accuracy and DPS allow it to best a BR in a long range firefight. Oh, and don't get me started on the AR variant with a scope. Also, while black holes are able to trap light, not even a black hole can escape from Halo 5's bullet magnetism. Holy shit. If Halo 5 had a football game type, I'd imagine shooting into the crowd would earn your team a point. Number 4. What to do with Rex. Microtransactions in games you already paid for is unethical, and I would understand Halo 5 rec packs to some degree if the quality of the DLC reflected rec profits. Unfortunately, all the DLC has amounted to is community made maps and content that was shaved off of the vanilla game just to say that they will be offering free DLC. At this point, paid DLC would kill Halo 5, but for some reason they will be implementing paid DLC starting from July. The rec system is pure gambling, with or without microtransactions. You know, in Halo 3, when you saw someone with the EOD armor, you thought to yourself, shit, that guy beat Legendary. I need to think smart when fighting him. You wanted to pwn him and unlock his armor. The player had legitimate incentives and there would be defined ways to unlock those armor pieces. However, in Halo 5, if someone looks fully hectic, it's only because they got lucky in the rec system. If they made armor unlockable through challenges as opposed to RNG, then rec packs wouldn't be nearly as offensive. The only paid DLC they could possibly do is campaign DLC. You know, how about an elite campaign, eh? Or maybe adapt First Strike into a mini campaign, as it's probably the easiest Halo book to make a game out of. In any case, the quality of the DLC at the moment isn't representative of rec profits, so they need to get going with that. Number 5. Bring back removed features. Come on, just bring back split screen, please. It doesn't even have to be permitted in matchmaking, just let us have our couch campaign in 1v1s. The framerate argument is invalid because Halo 2 Anniversary and Halo 3 look better than Halo 5 and run at 60 FPS in split screen on the same hardware. Plus, an inferior framerate is just to be expected in split screen, as literally every split screen game has suffered from a lower framerate than single player. Oh yeah, and system link / LAN as well, please. Can we have Griffball, Infection, King, Oddball, Race, and maybe Firefight back? You know, Rex and Spartans only have limited the extent in which players can express themselves visually, so can we have more races, please? Like, bring back the elites for multiplayer, and can we keep continuity by not having Arbiter's elites and Jules elites having the same armor and subspecies? You know, give us the Covenant elite combat harness. I don't want this ugly ass Storm faction armor. And while we're at it, did you notice that the Promethean armages seem to replace the Knights in campaign and just left the Knights out for the Hunter role? Why not have armages in multiplayer as well? On the topic of multiple races, Invasion, please. Can we have dual wielding back as well, please? And number 6, Pelicans and Phantoms for Forge. Enough said. So that's what they need to do to make up for the travesty known as Halo 5. So far, the way 343 has been supporting this game is deceptive and lazy, and quite frankly, the title should have been delayed till this Christmas. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe. If you think I'm a jackass, just dislike and leave your hate down in the comments below. This is Dandy, telling 343 to make Halo 5 a dandier Halo. Peace.